Hi everybody, I'm going to talk about payment methods for window cleaners. Okay, there's quite a variety actually. You'd be surprised at how many there actually are. The first one I want to talk about is go cardless. I mean, that seems to be a favourite option now, if you can actually do it, if you can work the apps, etc. To me it's very, very complex. You know, I don't know whether you need the squeegee app for it or not. My son's using it and it's actually brilliant. The good thing about it is, above all other methods, is that you can set this up as long as the customer doesn't mind, you see, and you can just go and get your money at the press of a button, as you probably know if you're actually using it. A lot of people don't like it, so what are you going to do? Compromise? Well, that's your choice. But a lot of window cleaners, I'm glad about this really, are saying, well, I'm not going to clean your house, which is, it's very good, unless you go cardless, you know, go cardless. So that seems like a good system. I don't know whether you need the squeegee app with that to keep track. There's different types of them, I know, to keep track of the payments. That can be a problem with several payment methods, I know. I've never done that, gone into go cardless. I haven't done it so far, and it's very unlikely I will. I don't think I'll be able to cope with its complexity. You might find it easy, but for me, wow, it's definitely leaving me behind technology. The next thing I want to talk about, these are not comparisons of payment methods, it's just the types that, a variety that there actually are. You know, I'm just going to talk about. Obviously, the obvious advantage of go cardless is you just go and get your money. There's no messing about anymore. But the next one I'm going to talk about is card readers, and I've actually got one of these because I think that will help me out personally. I haven't actually started using it yet. I haven't managed to get it set up. One of the reasons for that is that my old phone wouldn't actually accept the app. You can see how old my phone must have been, but it just didn't want to know. So I've had to get another phone. This is not a new one, but this supports the SumUp app, because this is a SumUp card reader here, as you can see. Sorry, I'm getting the camera wrong there. And I think it's really good. This is the latest version, which will accept contactless payments. All the customer needs to do is just tap their card on here, and that's it. You could always, you know, in these days of the virus, when I actually made this video, we were full of virus, of course, everywhere. You can always put it on a selfie stick like this, but make sure it doesn't fall off. I'd have to figure out a way of putting this on, probably put elastic bands around it or something. But all you need to do to keep your distance is then steer it towards the customer and say, tap on there please, and that's it. Now if you haven't got contactless, there's always that method to slide the card in, but I don't like that, because then they'd have to put their pin in on here, and it's all touching again, isn't it? But the thing about these card readers, I think they're pretty good, but again, there's a charge of, on this particular one, it's 1.69%, so it's about just under 17 pence per tenner, isn't it? Which is not fantastic, but you'll find with all sorts of payment methods there's going to be a charge somewhere. So, and with these it takes between 1 to 3 days to get into your bank account. You see, it goes via the app on your phone. So what you do, you set your phone up. I can't show you because this phone is not up and running yet, because I've had to stand away from a micro SIM because my SIM on my old phone wouldn't fit. So, but a screen comes up here, you get all the numbers, you can type in the amount and press pay, and then you tap the card on the card reader, and that's it, job done. So that's another method. I quite like that. I can't wait to try it out, because in my situation it'll help, you know, because I'm mostly cash still, actually. Talking of cash, that's another method of payment. A lot of people still use cash, of course. You can ask them to leave it under a plant pot, a rock, or in these days of the COVID-19, say just leave it on the doorstep, and when they close the door you go and get it. But of course you're going to have to be very careful with cash. A lot of hand washing, a lot of wallet washing, everything you touch, don't forget, it could have it on. A lot of cash washing. At least the cash is plastic now. Although, having said that, the virus can exist on plastic for quite a long time, 72 hours apparently, so it's all a bit scary. However, what have we got after the cash? Well, we've got cheques. Good old cheques. Sounds very old-fashioned now, doesn't it? But I still get one or two. They are dying out now, but it's just another method. You know, but you have to go down the bank, just like you do with cash. Put a big lump of cash in there. After that, we've got PayPal. Yeah, PayPal, and you can get around the charge on PayPal. As long as you've got a PayPal account, and they've got one, obviously. But again, with all these things, there's going to be a delay. They're going to take the time paying, they're going to forget, all that sort of thing. So you still have to go around, knock on the door. Can you pay me by PayPal? So it sort of defeats the object. But the way to get around the charges on PayPal is ask them to press the friends and family button, and then that way the charge doesn't apply anymore. But I'm just waiting for them to catch me up now. They're not all your friends. Anyway, that's PayPal. I've got some on PayPal. And I've got some on bank transfer. I think it's called bank transfer. It's when you give the householder your bank account, and then they'll just put the money in. But again, they just take the time and they forget and all that sort of thing. But like I say, now I've got this card, really they haven't got any excuse at all. And you'd think, well, that's about it. I don't think there's any other methods, but there's one more little method, unless I've missed something, which I usually do. There's barter. You think, what the hell, who would do that? Who barter? Well, I've done it in the past, you know, it's quite simple. The best one was when I got fed up with the cost of servicing my car. I don't often service it anyway, I've never have done, and I've never had any real problems. But that's beside the point. But the original garage I bought the car from was a big dealer's, and they were charging me over 300 quid to service it, and my local garage said, I'll do it for 80 quid. You know, I thought, oh, that's pretty good. So I said to him, well, hang on a minute, if I clean your windows, you know, for free, if you like, will you service my car once a year? And he says yes, which I was quite surprised at, but he said yes. And he was slightly up on the deal, mine, and it actually cost a little bit more to clean his windows than it did to service the car. But nonetheless, it worked out really well. So that's another thing you can do. If someone's got something that you see when you clean the windows, and say, do you want that? Unless they don't give it you for free. You could say, I'll clean your windows a couple of times. So there's another method, you see. Or maybe you can clean the windows for charity, seriously, but maybe you can't. Maybe we could go and clean Tesco's and they give us free food, which I don't think they'll do. So anyway, that's about all the payment methods that I can think of anyway. See if you can think of any others. So that's it. It's not a comparison, but I think Cardless does tend to come out on top if you can get that set up and you can actually cope with it. So there you go. There's a discussion about payment methods. I quite enjoyed that anyway, so job done.